For those that haven't adopted Kotlin on the back end, what's the best way to get started?
Kind of depends on your background, but if you're already familiar with Kotlin, I think Ktor is a really great option because it gives you familiar tools that you already be familiar with, like calling coroutines, and they will help you write efficient services. Even though when you have complex concurrency, they will allow you to do everything very efficiently out of the box because it's built Kotlin first, so it gives you access to all the features you want, all the Kotlin language features you love. That Ktor is a really great way to get started with Kotlin on the back end.
What's great about Ktor?
Ktor is very explicit, which is something we really love in Kotlin. So there is no magic. It does exactly what you tell it to do. And that is what I personally really love about Ktor. There's no surprises. It does exactly what you tell it to do.
So you did a talk yesterday on opinionated Ktor. Pardon me if I butcher the title. I haven't got it in front of me. I enjoyed that. I like opinionated things nowadays. I used to be very against them when I started my career because I didn't want to be forced to do it the way somebody else liked. But now I'm getting older and more grey hair. I like the opinionated and everything's the same. So what's your opinionated view on how we build Ktor?
Well, when you're building Ktor servers, I like to go for the most explicit control in Ktor. But I'm also in big favor of splitting all your business logic away from Ktor. Right? So really separate these concerns. And then in that way, you can also follow the architectural patterns that you like because Ktor doesn't push you in a corner. It gives you the freedom to use the architecture that you like, that you might already be using. So if you're, for example, an Android developer and using a certain architecture, you can just bring that to Ktor. You can follow the same principles, and it will work great.
And what would be your strongest three opinions then on how we should use Ktor well?
Well, I think you should really embrace coroutines because, this is the most efficient way to write complex applications, complex concurrency things. Exposed is a really good framework to use in combination with Ktor because it gives you these familiar DSLs that you're already using with Ktor, and you can also use it for your database. Well, coroutines also offer you a really convenient way to integrate with any library. That might be Project Reactor from Java or completable futures. So you don't need to rely a lot on integrations because there's a natural integration through the Kotlin coroutines layer.
Okay, awesome. What about testing when it comes to Ktor? What do you recommend for that?
So I'm personally a fan of testing with an environment that is as close as possible to a production environment. So I'm a very big fan of Testcontainers. And Ktor comes with testing support and testing DSL out of the box. So you can write very efficient unit tests because the Ktor server will run in memory. And by combining these two, you can write very fast tests that are very close to production. So they give you very high confidence in your applications.
I think you mentioned testing yesterday in your talk. And you mentioned very, very fast tests as well. So what would be fast in your mind?
Well, the server starts in memory, so there's no things that need to happen on the operating system sort of amazingly fast. You can run thousands of tests in seconds, which is, in my opinion, very fast for a server.
Hey, awesome. I also wanted to ask you, I saw you got involved in restoring a tech meetup, I think. What tips do you have somebody for building a tech meetup and making it a success then?
Well, so the area where I'm organizing it in Belgium is a bit tricky because there's a horizontal division of the community. And we want to just get the community together. And one strategy that we use is organizing in the different regions. So we offer everyone an opportunity to come to at least one meetup a year. And we also use the open space format. So it decreases the pressure of finding speakers. We try to find one speaker and then we follow it up with an open space. And originally I was very skeptical of the open space because I was afraid people would not participate actively. But I was very surprised that it was actually not the case at all. And I really liked it because it allowed me and other people in the community to get more in touch. There's more active discussions, and that allows you to get more familiar with everyone in your communities.
I've not heard of the open space format before. What is that then, please?
So the open space format is a format where everybody that is in the meetup or in the conference proposes a topic that they're interested in. They don't have to bring the topic themselves, but maybe they just want to learn about a certain topic and they're looking for different people at the meetup that know about this topic. Then when you have the topics, you try to fit in the calendar. So typically we will have like 3 sessions of 30 minutes and 3 tracks in parallel. So that gives everyone an opportunity to go where they want to go. And I think an important fact of the open space format is you are not obligated to stay in the session that you start. because I like to get a taste of everything. So for me, it's really not unusual to be in one session for half the session duration and then just go to somewhere else to see what's going on there.
Okay, on that note then, what sessions have been a highlight of this conference today? Or today and yesterday?
I was heavily participating in the conference, so sadly I had to miss a lot of the talks. I know I'll have to watch them later on YouTube. But there have been a lot of very interesting talks. The one that I am most excited to catch up on is probably using Coroutines to optimize Google search. When I saw that topic, that immediately jumped out to me. And that's the one I'm looking for the most.
Awesome. Thank you very much.